The feather as a bridge between worlds. When a feather drifts into your path, it is not merely a discarded adornment of a bird. It is a glyph, a living hieroglyph from the invisible, carrying a transmission from the realms that breathe just beyond our seeing. In many mystical traditions, feathers are seen as etheric quills, dipped not in ink but in vibration, writing messages into the subtle fabric of your reality. The elemental language of the feather. To understand the feather, we begin with its composition. The hollow shaft, a perfect conduit for prana, chi, or ruach, serving as an empty channel. In shamanic work, the hollow quill mirrors the hollow bone of the adept, the state in which ego is cleared so spirit may flow unimpeded. The barbs and barbules, infinitely fractal in pattern, they are living symbols of order emerging from chaos, echoing sacred geometries like the flower of life. In certain hermetic readings, they correspond to the astral pathways through which thought forms manifest into the dense. The tip, always pointing, reminding us that all things have a vector in consciousness. Nothing is random in the way. Feathers and the luminiferous ether. In the metaphysics of the ancients, before air was simply gas, the feather was seen as a resonance tool with the ether itself. Egyptian priests, for instance, recognized the ostrich feather of Maat not as a mere emblem of justice, but as a calibration device, a spiritual tuning fork for the soul's weight in the Hall of Two Truths. In Druidic circles, the down feather was considered a cloud fragment, matter still soft from its birth in the dreamtime, used to carry intentions into the realm of air elementals for manifestation. White feathers and the Spillover Realms. A spiritually mature seeker understands, not all signs are sourced from the same strata of being. White feathers in particular often emerge from what some mystics call the Spillover Realms, those liminal territories where the frequency of a departed soul briefly overlaps the physical. When you find a white feather in a place it should not be, indoors, sealed spaces on dry, windless days, it may not be from an angel in the pop sense, but rather a materialized echo of a consciousness crossing over. In rare cases, adepts have recorded white feathers appearing during deep mantra work, often after invoking deities associated with swan, dove, or ibis archetypes, suggesting that certain bird forms are vehicles for higher intelligences. The feather as a dream sigil. Advanced dream workers sometimes carry a feather into sleep, not as a talisman for protection but as a frequency anchor. Placed under the pillow, it teaches the subtle body to grow accustomed to the sensation of lightness and lift, a necessary prelude to lucid flight in the astral fields. Some tantric practitioners bind 3 feathers together, one black, one grey, one white, to represent the 3 gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattva. The feathers act as a compass during dream journeying, showing which quality is currently dominant in the dream's architecture. The law of descent and return. A final teaching: every feather you encounter has fallen, and in that fall it teaches a cosmic truth. What descends does not lose its origin. The feather's origin is the sky. Its fall is not a loss, but a seeding of the earth with memory of flight. When you pick up a feather, you are participating in an act of retrieval, bringing the memory of the heights back into the embodied plane. So, when the next feather finds you, for truly, they find you, hold it not as a trinket but as a messenger from the architecture of spirit. Let it remind you that your own soul is patterned for flight, barbed with memory, and hollowed for the wind of the infinite to pass through.